Not mommy, it's just everybody. You wanna say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi.
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 Doing.
Yeah. Hi everybody. My name's Ryan. With the Kiln CrossFit. This little guy is Emerson. He is my buddy for today, and he loves being on camera, right? He thinks he's so funny and cute. All right. I tried to write out a post about this several times. I just take forever to type it out, so I thought I'd just shoot you this video. I just finished reading the book called Iced by Gary Raynal. This guy right here, this book right here, right? So, forewords written by Kelly Starrett and Gabe Mirkin, the doctor, Gabe Mirkin. Basically, we need to stop using ice. Except for in your beverages, that's okay to use ice to cool down your drink at dinner. It's okay to use ice in your cooler when you're going to the beach. Keep your sandwiches cold. Make sure your egg salad doesn't go bad. But it is not okay for us to use ice on our injuries. That's something that we've all done for a long time. It's something I've done myself. It's something I've suggested that Christina do, or we've put ice on the kids when they've gotten hurt, and it is a mistake. And I know that it's in a big part of society. What's up? No, okay, I'll help just a minute, okay? So, for a long time, we've put ice on everything, right? And when I'm over working at CO with the football team, and they've been on the track team and they've played basketball, or they're on the volleyball team, and I'm trying to spread the word to them and tell them that we don't want to use ice anymore, that ice is damaging us, right? It's not helping, it's making things worse. It's so ingrained in everything that they've been taught, you know, and they trust their other coaches, they trust their track coaches and their football coaches and the athletic trainer that's taping their ankles on the sideline, right? They trust all those people. The problem is all those people have been misinformed as well. So basically, our bodies, right, when we get hurt, there's an inflammatory response. Our bodies go into repair mode, right? And I promise we are not smarter than our body is. So when you sprain an ankle, say, the reason it swells up is not because your body is dumb, it's stupid, and it's sending too much liquid to the area, right? That's not what's happening. The problem that it's all going down there and collecting is because we've just hurt our ankle and we're sitting down on the sideline and we're no longer pumping our lymphatic system, right? So as our bodies are rushing in the medical team to fix the damaged tissue, the damaged area, we're not getting out the waste. We're not getting the garbage trucks aren't able to get back out of there, right? In his book, in Gary's book, he refers to bringing in groceries and taking out the garbage, right? So the old acronym is RICE, is Rest, Ice, Compression, Elevation. Well, the rest and the ice is just wrong. We don't even really need compression. But what you don't want to do is cool down the tissue, because that blocks, that really prevents the ambulances, or, you know, the mechanisms in our body, the inflammatory response that's bringing all of the nutrients and everything that is needed to repair that damaged tissue. It prevents all of those things from coming in, and it also holds in all the damage and all the waste that's there. It's not letting it get pumped out through the lymphatic system like it's supposed to, right? So our lymphatic system doesn't pump itself. It's not like blood that's being pumped through our bodies by our heart, right? Our lymphatic system is pumped by muscle stimulation. So in order to drain out those areas, we need to move around, we need to activate as much muscles in that general area as possible. Now, I'm not saying cause more pain, right? If it hurts, don't do that. Do whatever we can that doesn't hurt. So again, if we go back to that ankle, if you can start to wiggle toes, if you can start to flex, stimulate the calf muscles or the flexors on the front of your shin, right? Get those muscles activated. If you can activate your quads and your hamstrings, even just by using an electronic muscle stimulator that just sort of electrocutes the muscle tissue so it just kind of is active, right? We don't necessarily need to be moving around, but we need to be activating those muscles as much as possible so that we can get the damaged tissue, the waste, the byproduct of the inflammatory response. It's getting in there to fix it, right? We need to be able to pump that back out again so that we can get more of the good stuff in and we can, you know, cycle it through so that we can fix the damage. So the reason stuff swells up is because we're pumping in stuff but nothing's going anywhere, right? So we want to stay away from ice. We also want to stay away from medications that go into our brain and flip off that inflammatory response, because it's not going to fix the problem. It'll stop the inflammatory, it'll delay the inflammatory response, right? As soon as the medication's worn off, our body's going to kick right back into repair mode, right? Yeah. Same thing with ice. As soon as we take the ice off and our tissue warms back up again, our body's going to kick right back into fix-it mode, right? So why delay our body's natural response to being injured, right? By using ice or by using, you know, an ibuprofen or some other sort of medication that shuts down the inflammatory response. The inflammatory response is the natural way to heal, right? There are 3 stages of healing, and the inflammatory response is the necessary first step to allow the other steps to occur. So if we shut down the first step, we're never going to get better in the first place. So then whatever happens, it doesn't get fixed, or it doesn't get fixed completely, it doesn't get fixed the right way, and we hurt it some more, right? So Gary and Kelly have several videos out that I suggest you go watch. Gary is much more eloquent in his explanation of why we need to stop using ice, but I feel like it is my responsibility now that I know this knowledge, I need to share it with everybody. And so stop using ice, stop using ibuprofen. If you have any questions, I've got the book, I got the book, we can watch the videos. Hit me up. We need to spread the word that we need to stop using ice, especially with our youth athletes. They need to learn how to repair themselves without ice. Again, that's me, I'm Ryan. Follow me on Facebook. Try to put out more information, answer any questions you have about using ice. I'll talk to you later.